Good evening. Yeah. Wow.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
We're right on time today.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
here to see your face.
Yeah. And you too. And you too. Okay. Good
Can you?
evening. Good evening. Yes, I can see you. I can see you well.
Okay.
I can hear you and I can see you.
All right. I'm not seeing you though, but it's fine.
You're not seeing me?
At all.
Really? I
I
can
can
see you.
see myself, but I can't see you.
I can see you very well.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining today's call, today's episode of the Thriving Family Talk. And our topic this evening is one we have specifically chosen and which we feel is it causes a whole lot of issues in our society. The topic is the impact of a father's absence in the family. The impact of a father's absence in the family. I was trying to look up the meaning of absence and I was wowed by the meaning. It says absence means state of being away from a place or a person. It brings me now to say that you can be physically present, but yet you are absent. You can be there, but you are not even mindful. You are not there as in, you are there bodily, but in spirit, in mindfulness, you are not there at all. So today we're going to be talking about what are the effects, the emotional effects, the psychological effects on the children where we, in families where we have the absence of the father figure. Because I know fathers, God created them to provide, to protect, and they are the authority figure. They carry a whole lot of aura and vibe. And when it's not present in the family, there is a big impact on the children. So, my dear sister, Mimi, what are some of the emotional and psychological effects on children and the impact that it brings on the children? Because I know when they are not there, it might affect their thought pattern, the way they feel, the way they relate with people. It has a whole lot. It's not just them growing up. Even when they become adults, the impact enters into their adult life. So sis, let me hear you.
All right, good evening. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. Thank you so much for joining in again today. Please do stay with us. Tell us where you're joining from And feel free to type in the comment section so that we can share some of your thoughts with everyone. So thank you, my dear sister Naomi. This matter that you have brought today is is a deep matter. And in the space of time that we have, we'll try our best to touch on the basics. It's not something we can do exhaustively. I know somebody may be thinking, the absence of the father is always the father. What about the mother? So we do promise that in order to create a balance, we'll also be talking about the absence of the mother in another edition.
Okay.
But now, let's start with your definition. When they say absent, a lot of people, maybe your mind will go to maybe physical presence in the home. But I'm so grateful that you took time in your explanation to say that absence does not really mean or only mean being physically not present, but it's possible to be there physically and then you're not there at all because you're emotionally detached, or you're not there in the way that the children or the family need you to be. What I mean by this is it's possible for a father to be in the home but stuck on the computer or the phone or watching football and be so passive as not to notice the things that are even happening right under his nose. Now, the absence of the father in the family can have profound impact on the emotional, social, and economic well-being of the children, like you said. Now, interestingly, there are some statistics that research has shown that if you take a look at most of the cases of children who end up maybe in prison or end up being,
Crime,
having
substance abuse.
Substance abuse, you name it. There's a history that, relates back to the fact that those children came from homes where the father was absent. So it's the impact of the absence of the father is far-reaching. You cannot exhaustively say how much impact or how much damage can be done when the father is absent. There is increased stress and anxiety. The children feel abandoned, they feel rejected, they feel unloved.
Yes.
Most children that come from absent homes where fathers are absent, they have very low self-esteem. Now, their statistics back this up. We're not just saying them. There are actually scientific research done, and there are statistics to back all this up. They can lead to self-doubt, self-confidence, emotional insecurity, depression, mental health issues, which comes back to substance abuse and things that you are talking about. So, excuse me, there are so many social and behavioral impacts that you can trace back to the absence of the father, in the yes.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Their social interaction is they struggle with social interactions. Relationship building, it's a task, it's an ordeal for those who grow up in homes where they have absent father. They have to be very deliberate about creating rapport, creating connections. So what we're talking about today, whether the father is absent, as in, there's even one funny thing that came to mind, that maybe the absence is, maybe the father doesn't even know, because even him, he's coming from a home that he had absent, maybe father or mother self. So he has not fully dealt with that trauma. So he's coming in to, as in, to be a father. Yes, he knows he's a father, but he doesn't even understand what to do. He doesn't even know what to do. Children also, like you mentioned, she has already highlighted so many things that children from absent homes, with the impact on them. Sometimes they even struggle academically. Because they don't have a figure that's the authority. That's truly the authority. And one thing I know, they struggle to take corrections. They struggle to take corrections. Research has proven it that they are not able to obey authority figures. They struggle to take instructions, corrections. There's a whole lot. The struggle is real. So in the workplace, when you see them, I just look, I say, wow, this person needs to heal. So sometimes I just go and start to counsel, start to coach. When you see such people that are parents that they don't even understand where their issues are coming from. So, my dear sister, the role of father figures and male mentors is very key. Is very key. Haven't highlighted all both of us have talked about. What is the role of the father? What is the chief role? What are the roles of the father and the male mentor?
I want to say, going back to the good book, which says
Yeah.
that the father is the head of the home. He is
Yes.
the priest of the home. So
Mhm.
when you talk about priesthood, you're talking about leadership, you're talking about mentoring, you're talking about the man behind the wheels, basically. Besides the greatest father up there, here on earth, the whole family, including mommy, look up to the father
Mm.
to steer the family in the direction that it should go. So where that priesthood is missing, where that leadership is missing, there is this social isolation. You find that, like
Yeah.
you said, so children may struggle to form and maintain healthy relationships.
Yeah.
And this impact is so much more um, evident on the girl child.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
what parents must realize is that they are the first experience of who God is
Yeah.
to their
Yeah.
families.
Thank you very, very much for bringing this up. Yes.
Their
Yes.
first experience of who
Mm.
God is in their families. So, just the way we describe God as our heavenly Father, the earthly father is supposed to act that role here on earth. He's supposed to model who Christ is.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so everything that God represents is what he has empowered the fathers here on earth to do.
Mhm.
And so where that priesthood is lacking, where that leadership is lacking, we come from a culture where sadly it is believed that, when a man provides for the home, when he picks up the bills, he believes his duty is done. It goes far, far, way more, much more deeper than that. The father is, like I said earlier, the first contact of who God is.
Yes.
And for the girl child, the first role model. A lot of women would, you would hear them say, especially when they were younger, I said the same thing. I don't know how many of us remember when you were asked who you wanted to marry, your first response would be, oh, I want to marry a man like daddy. So whatever daddy represented to
Yeah.
you was going to form for you in your mind what was the bigger picture. The way you saw your father live his life, the way he treated your mother, the way you grew up under his leadership would
Mhm.
give you a broader perspective of who a man is, or who a father should be,
Yeah.
or who kind of person you desire to get married to would be. So imagine that role is not being modeled in the right way, or that leadership position is not being held by the father the
Yeah.
right way, or if the father is one way or the other totally absent, you would be grooming that girl child to believe that that is the ideal. And
Yeah. Yeah. That's
in
very correct.
the
Correct.
tendency of her replicating that same thing, you find out that most women who end up in relationships that are abusive, or, you know, are not godly, kind of learned that because they were nursing a wound, they became vulnerable because the father was absent. And so they found love in the hands of the next available person.
Yeah.
They were vulnerable because that wound, that father wound was there, and they wanted to fill up that gap. And so
Yeah.
it is far reaching. I do not know how to properly summarize this without, but
Mhm.
I'm sure that relates to what I'm saying,
Yeah.
especially for us as mothers. You owe it to your children, you owe it to your family, dear woman, that your reasons for getting married should be far, far beyond six pack, should be far, far
Mhm.
beyond tall, dark, and handsome, should be far, far beyond a healthy bank account. When you are thinking about a life partner, please, by all means, think first about whether that person is a father or can be a father figure for your children. Forget about your six packs first. put your children first, because we have to learn to think generationally. So it is very possible to have your six packs and big bank accounts and all in one package, but your priority should be, is this person, a leader I can submit to? Is this person
Mhm.
going to be able to lead this family? Is he going to take up the responsibility of priesthood? Is he going to lead these children? Does he have a vision that I can relate with? The father is the head, like they say, and the mother is the neck that turns. There's this debate that always goes on, but you
Yeah.
cannot underestimate the role of the father. I always say, no matter how you can pray as a woman, no matter how you can have wisdom or have be financially stable as a woman, God made it so that headship, you cannot take away the place of the father. When you have sons, I don't know whether you've noticed that even at a tender age, you may be screaming and yelling, and that boy may decide to just, carry on the way he is. But when daddy comes out of his room and does not even yell, just says, "What is going on here?" you find out that
Yes.
everybody, the socks that were missing, the children that were
Mhm.
get you walked up trying to get ready for school. Somebody says, "I can't find my shoe." Another person says, and daddy just happens to come out of his room and say, "What's going on? You people are not ready at this time." Without screaming, without shouting, everybody kind of falls in line. That is the anointing upon fatherhood.
Yeah.
The ability to put in order, the ability to create order, law and order in the home. Not because you are one military person that everybody is
No.
afraid of, but it is the headship that has been handed over to you. So where a father is absent, and like we said, not physically absent, we're talking about being present in the fact, in the sense that you are aware, you are a factor, you are
Yeah.
at every stage of your children's life, you know what is going on. The the
Yeah.
the, the male child is being mentored by you, because he tomorrow will become a father in his own right. He will treat his wife the way he sees you treat his mother. He will treat his children, he will treat his family and lead them the way he sees you lead them. It is so important. In fact, the presence of the father in the home cannot be overemphasized. We can go on and on and on. But
Yeah.
I hope the fathers are listening. This is a wake-up call. And like we said, it's not targeted at fathers or to say who is right, who is wrong. This is just a very, very deep concern, because gradually, because of the cares and the wants and the needs of the home, you know, most fathers are out there trying to get daily bread, and it has become so hard that sometimes in the course of looking for daily bread, putting food on the table, they forget to actually carry the mantle of priesthood for the home. They leave everything to mommy. I'm bringing the money, so mommy, you take care of the home. It shouldn't be like that. It should be
Yeah.
partnership, and you are the leader in the partnership. Wherever you steer the wheels of the family, that's where it will go.
Yeah. So if we have more fathers are more present, that not just bodily present, present as in present, we'll have a better society. Can mothers truly fill the role of a father? I doubt. Even in death, that's why the woman cries when the spouse dies. That okay, there is a vacuum, but pending when we can get the men. I know some people are going through this now, they're experiencing it, but the woman has to hold forth. It's not easy. It's not easy. I had a family friend who lost the husband. They were quite young. The husband, I think he died at 33. She was just 26, turning 27. She was pregnant for the second child. What did she do? They already had a child. She got her brother to live with her for years because she knows the importance of the male figure. She got her brother to live with her, I think, for close to between 5 and 7 years. So after, when she stabilized, that's when she told the brother, "You cannot go. Thank you for helping me." So that's why God created both male and female. So on this call today, we're encouraging fathers, please be present. Be present in the children's life. You and your wife, you have time to live in old age. But the children's life, if you don't build their life intentionally, we've highlighted so many things. They can be traumatized. They will struggle with academics. They will have identity issues, self-esteem, their thought pattern, they become people pleasers because they don't have a sense of belonging, because they always feel abandoned. Sometimes they even have the orphan spirit. Their thoughts, their thought pattern, it might not align because when there's no order in the home, how do you want them to go outside and have that order? So their social connections is very low. Is very low. So we are just asking today that fathers, please be present. The impact is much, and it has entered into the society. That is what is affecting us in Africa and globally. So this evening, we'll be wrapping up telling you that there are many people who feel abandoned. There are many people who feel detached. There are many people who are struggling with their emotions. They don't understand who they are. They are adults, yes, but they are still struggling. That's because they had these issues growing up. They have until you deliver yourself. When I mean deliverance, it's not just through prayers. You have to sit with yourself, understand what it means to feel your emotion. If not, you'll be going around with the orphan spirit. You'll not be able to comprehend. You'll be wondering certain things. Say, is this for real? Is this for real? Can this really happen? Because of the distortion that had happened from the family you are coming from. So your background, the background of an individual, follows the person into adulthood. If it's negative, it follows. If it's positive, it follows. So, my dear sis, so let's wrap up. What are your closing thoughts on this topic?
I just want to appreciate all the fathers who are present and the ones who are striving to make sure that they are present. I want to give a special shout out to the dads that do school runs, that attend PTA meetings, that come home, that sit time to ask the children, how was your day? Let me check your homework. That can tell you, for fact, my son is doing this. That remember
with the groceries.
yes,
Also mentioned that help with groceries.
They pick bills, they are present, they lead Bible study, they pray, they are present physically, they are present emotionally, and they are present financially. I want to celebrate all the fathers in
We
the house.
celebrate you, fathers.
God sees you, God knows you, and what you're doing is generational. You may not understand the impact of your presence, but I'm telling you, your absence is not desired because its effects are far-reaching and they are not positive. So stay present, and for those who genuinely are making an effort, we know it's not easy, but try, you can do it, and God will help you. Thank you so much for joining in today.
Thank you. So see you again next week. So do have a good night rest.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Good night, dear sis. Good night. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.